Sometimes we try this and but this time it's good. I think we're getting ready. Yeah, it's setting us up.
Good.
Good. Start right at 8 o'clock.
Yay.
There we are. Good, good, good. Okay, so let's go live here. And no, that's not the
All
button.
righty.
I have to get used to these new buttons. Never
Uh-oh.
mind. Here it is. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Goldfish Report. I'm your host and researcher, Louisa. Today is Friday, January 17th, 2025. This is Goldfish Report number 1132. And this week, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to talk about current events this week, but Mark is not with us. Mark Christopher Nelson. Mark is usually with us on Friday nights. He is a psychic medium and he is extremely accurate. We're going to talk about some of his predictions tonight with, of course, well, his I was going to say co-conspirator. I think that's
Oh,
what he would say.
yeah,
His
yeah.
his co uh
Co-collaborator.
paranormal investigator and very creative theme park designer in her own right. His wife Barbara Nelson. I'm so glad you just, were able to join me tonight, Barb, so we could sit and
Oh,
talk
I'm
about
happy
these
to be
current
here.
events.
I'm happy to be here, and I think that we're going to talk about some really cool things tonight. And I'm going to add like an extra layer because of my background with theme parks and the movie industry, and so I have a little insights that I can, kind of elaborate
Mm.
on things. But I wanted to say, Mark is really still here. There he is right there. This is
He's with us in spirit. We
this
have
is Mark's
his avatar.
avatar.
It's his avatar. That is so
His
funny.
little hair.
Wait till he
Anyway,
watches this live.
he is Charlie Brown.
That is so funny. Well, we're glad he's joining us in Avatar, so that's great. This really should be a Steel Magnolias interview because not interview, report, whatever. I mean, I usually focus on very amazing women who have some wisdom, something to really offer the world. So maybe I'm going to make this instead of just current events. This is going to be a Steel Magnolias uh, from episode of our Steel Magnolias series that we do.
Oh, nice.
And we're going to call this is about current events, but in a very different way, as Barb just outlined. So, Barb, I know there were some things you wanted to talk about, and obviously these California fires are just, I think,
Uh,
shocking people across the country, but even across the world. We had Vladimir Putin, who had publicly made a statement stating that he would do whatever he could to help people in California. And or he was
right.
expressing his sympathies or in his concern for people in California. Of course, we had Zelensky saying, "Oh, he'll help." Yeah,
Well, he
interesting.
took
We
all
don't.
our fire trucks.
He took it all. He helped, all right, exactly.
Yeah,
But you're a native Californian, is that correct?
that's correct. I grew
And
up
and
there.
this is the area where you grew up, and this is just, I know this is really hard to talk about, but
It's very painful.
yeah.
It's you see all your young adult and childhood memories just gone up in flames. And these are beautiful areas. I mean, Palisades, Malibu. I mean, it's just gorgeous areas that, they're there for everyone to enjoy, and it's not coming back. It's totally gone. That's what's amazing is it's totally wiped out. And what really gets me is, you get these people, like for instance, I just read today Bob Iger, who he's in charge of Disney. He's retiring in a year, but he's still there, and he's offering to reimagine with the Imagineers. Actually, I was an Imagineer, and I remember when he came into Disney, and I never liked the guy, and he's a globalist, And so he wants to reimagine these beautiful areas. Not going to happen. And anyway, he should stay out of it. And my opinion is there's another guy, Rick Caruso, who he ran for mayor against Karen Bass. And
Right.
so Rick Caruso has an architectural firm. I actually was going to apply there. And he's done wonders. I mean, he's built some beautiful retail, mixed use malls and apartments all over the Los Angeles area, and they're the most beautiful real estate. And he had one in Palisades, and he ended up hiring his own private fire department to save his retail space.
Yes, I saw that.
He
Hmm.
he is outraged. He was one of the first people to come out and just say, "What happened? What happened to the reservoir? Where's the water? Why did you cut the budget?" And more power to him. And so anyway, I think he should be the one to reimagine versus
Yeah.
Disney or Bob Iger.
Sadly, though, I mean, this is, there's consequences to elections, right? And this is an unfortunate consequence that we're all learning when there's extreme leftist policies that care more about diversity and inclusion
Right.
than actual qualifications to get a job done.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean, the water develop what was she being paid $750,000 a year, and there's no
750.
water.
Right,
There's no water. What did she
right.
do? I
Yeah,
mean,
we're
look, in this disaster, could you imagine? I mean, this woman, all I can say is her career's over. And
well,
um,
yeah. The Department of Water and Power.
mm,
Let me just tell you, they've been having problems for 35, 40 years. They've been corrupt. So is the fire department. I could tell you stories about the fire department, how corrupt they are. The sheriff's department, they're all corrupted because of the money. And so, and I've
of
seen it.
course.
And you get people like,
Mm,
I'll call the cops. Mark and I actually had an incident where someone broke into our backyard and we called the police and they go, well, we can't get there for like 45 minutes because we're looking for some missing and it's like,
mm,
what the? And anyway, I mean, it's just so bad out there, but it's been bad for a long time. But
mm.
now it's like a crescendo. Like the destruction is a result of just bad policy for 30 years. So anyway, but you know what? I think that it's going to turn around. People are upset now. They basically they burned all the areas where all the entertainment people lived. The Eaton fire was Altadena, La Crescenta,
Mhm.
Pasadena. That was a lot of entertainment people that lived there. And I know, probably like 10 people that lost their homes that worked for Disney and other
Mhm.
various companies. And so, and it's not like you can just build it back. They're going to have problems with the insurance companies. And so, this to me, it was an attack, and it kind of it hits your heart. Like I get teary-eyed because it's my home, and I grew up there, and I have so many great memories there, and
You know, you were
it's a
talking, sorry, go ahead.
no, I was just going to say it's like an attack.
Oh, absolutely. It's how I felt during 9/11. I was watching it.
Yeah.
Um, and unfortunately, it looks like there may be more of that. Mark had made a prediction on this
Right,
report 2 weeks ago. And as you could see today, there was a press release stating that for anyone who hasn't heard yet, the inauguration is not going to be held outside. It will be inside the Capitol Rotunda. And I mean, they're dealing with what? There's going to be like -6 degrees. Like, how could anybody really do
right,
this outside? But
right,
there's also the reality that there have been threats to his life. There have been threats. The prediction that Mark had made was of an attack during the Well, actually, wasn't sure if he was concerned about the safety during the inauguration.
Right,
He
right.
saw an event, and we had it confirmed by our reverse speech
Your
analyst who
friend.
comes
Yeah,
on, then a remote viewer, and it's
right,
like this is happening, or it's
right.
in being planned to happen. Whether it's going to be stopped or whether it'll be there'll be intervention, we shall see. But there's definitely a reason. Now, my sources are telling me that it's because of assassination plans. There's plans, attempts will be made.
Right, right.
Nuclear, yeah, we're missing nuclear material in New Jersey. Oh, what else is new?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah. Whether it's sure it's not in New, is it still in New Jersey? So that's what the drones were out there looking for.
Yeah, what
Now,
happened to the drones? Have they stopped?
oh,
Oh, they're still doing the drones?
I haven't seen any lately, but I was seeing them. I mean, I definitely was seeing them. You can see them in the whole tri-state area, so you definitely, um, but I haven't heard anything about it lately. Maybe they found the material. I don't know.
Hmm.
But let's just go into the chat for 1 second because I just want to see if there's
Okay.
anybody. I just want to say hello. Hi, Heidi. Hi, Marcia. Hi, Dan. Hi, Amanda. Heidi. Good to see you. You lived in California for 40 years. Yeah, moved to the East Coast at the end of December 2024. It's a good thing that you did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Hi, I'm sorry, Marisha. Yeah. Well, Barb, Amanda has a question. Do you see any kind of big events coming up for our country, or has Mark shared any, or have you seen any? Because I know you get messages in your dreams. Um, and you're very intuitive. You do the paranormal work with Mark. So you really do have, I mean, you would do things that I wouldn't do. I would be too spooked to do these things. Um,
Oh, yeah.
quite honestly, I think I would be a little too spooked.
No,
But do you,
they would send, our group would always send Mark and I in because they didn't want to go in somewhere. And Mark and I would always like, okay, where is it? Where do you want us to go? And
right.
they'd send us in these like horrible places. But I felt safe when Mark was there because
Yeah.
he could hear them and talk to them. And if there was something bad, then he
Mhm.
said, yeah, he's been occasions where he said, I think we need to leave.
Yeah.
So
Oh
we would
boy.
leave. But if you didn't have someone
Mm.
like Mark there,
Yeah.
you would just like be there, like, what's going on? So I always felt safe when
Mhm.
Mark was there. But as far as
Mhm.
events coming up, yeah,
Mhm.
Mark and I have discussed, and he has meditated on it. He definitely sees like conflicts either at the border or in cities, in some of the major cities, because of the deportations. And
Yeah. Mm.
it's going to be it's going to be battles. It'll be
Mm.
groups of people fighting. And I mean,
They're
his
not going to go willingly, right? You're saying.
no, and
Mm.
that's why if you're in a blue city or state right now, just have your head on a swivel because it's coming. And he definitely
Mm.
he keeps reiterating that there's going to be unrest, and
Just
so.
for the record, I want to say not everybody who's in a blue state voted blue, okay? I mean, and
Oh,
plus,
I
how
know,
much?
I know.
No, 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 I'm not talking to you. I'm just saying in
Yeah,
general, like there's a lot, some people are just stuck with what they get. And, you know, uh, I mean, you tried to recall
right.
Newsom.
Yep,
You
yep,
tried to recall him, and that was also rigged. And I
yep.
guess on one hand, as painful as it is, this has to expose the corruption. I mean, when it's this blatant,
Right,
I mean, it has to be this blatant, maybe even more blatant. I mean, do they really need the mainstream media to tell them that's what's happening? I mean, people are really just like waiting for the official story from
announcement.
the mainstream media. I mean, they will only
Right.
go to mainstream media because we have been just totally conditioned to believe that unequivocally without questioning it. And now people
Yeah.
have to start questioning these things. Um, so go ahead. What did you recall anything else, seeing anything else coming up? I mean, was there anything that
Just that what Mark predicted, I really feel with this cold weather coming, which is really, it's a weird pattern because like we're
isn't it?
in North Carolina and below us, we're Georgia and Alabama and Mississippi and all the South. They're
Yep.
going to get colder weather than we are. Like
Yeah.
all the snow is going to go below us,
Yeah.
you know. So I really feel, who knows, is it divine intervention that Washington's going to be really cold and they have to move it indoors, it's something to think about. And it hasn't been done since Reagan. That's what they said. It hasn't been done. I guess Reagan had an indoor inauguration too.
Yeah.
Oh,
At least that precedent wasn't that long ago.
right,
That
right.
precedent, yeah. I wanted to share a clip of this pastor. Now, there, Alex Jones had him on his program.
Yes. Yep.
He did a very long. I guess it's about 10 minutes, like the first part of this. Actually,
Pastor but uh, Brandon
what's his
Big.
name? Brandon.
Brandon Big.
Yeah. Why isn't his
And
name on
he
here?
predicted Trump's getting shot in the ear.
Yeah, he predicted that Trump
And New
assassination attempt last
Orleans
time.
and then
Yeah.
the Nevada bomb.
Yeah. Do you mind if we share that right now? Because what we're going to do
Yeah,
is we're going to do half an hour because Mark's not with us tonight, but actually we're trying to get a feel for um, you know, we have people that we enjoy seeing on and
right,
who like to enjoy us on YouTube and on Facebook, but we only have so much time. So we kind of split the time. We may do every other week. We may do split the time. We're going to kind of play it by ear and see how it goes. So I will put the link to our Facebook page in the chat, so you can follow us over there if you'd like. But for right now, let's just play a short clip of this. This is very interesting what he says, because this confirmed not only what Mark had said, what Tiffany, our reverse speech analyst, said, and what our remote viewer said. Um,
right,
this is yet another source. And what's interesting is that everybody has their own method of obtaining the information, but
right,
if it's in the collective consciousness, if it's in the quantum realm, if it's in the ether, if it's wherever it is, everybody has access to it, but they go about accessing it in different methods, but they all say the same thing. Then
right.
we better wake up and pay attention to this. So let's take a listen and hear what he has to say here.
Um, Last night I was praying, and in my prayer time, the Lord opened my eyes to the spirit realm, and He said, "Brandon, the last visions have come and they've gone. What the Lord has showed me about New Orleans and in Las Vegas, it happened. So now He said, I'm going to show you the next wave of things that you're to warn the body for what's coming." And it all started. I mean, I was just worshiping and just praying like I normally do, y'all. And all of a sudden, I was like, poof. And I told my wife, I said, get the phone. You got to record it. I could see, and it was the vision was putting all out in front of me. And I saw farming equipment. I saw massive farming equipment that was, it looked like on the East Coast, this farming equipment was. And there were silos. And the Lord said, I want you to focus on fertilizer. And all of a sudden, it was like everything was coming at me very fast. And I could see these men buying lots of fertilizer since this summer over the course of quite a while. It looked like I could see. So you're not able to see the vision. So I have to describe what I saw. I forget, y'all. So bear with me. I saw trees. I saw leaves on the trees. I saw the summer grass growing. It was hot outside. And I saw these men collecting fertilizer through different places so that they would not be detected. Okay? It was like different locations buying fertilizer and bulk as much as they could without drawing suspicion. That's the way I would say it. And so these men were buying this fertilizer, and so they were storing it. And I saw um, massive dump trucks with separation of in the back of these dump trucks, separation with 50-gallon drums, all filled with different kind of chemicals to make what was happened in Oklahoma City back in the 90s. Okay? This happened in the 90s. And it was a massive thing, not black powder, but this fertilizer stuff. And I saw fertilizer in this in a big dump truck. And the dump truck was like a big diesel that looked like construction workers. They had purchased a massive construction vehicle, like dump truck thing, and they put all this in so that it would cause a major catastrophic event. So they made the front of it armor proof, bulletproof. Like you could not like shoot it and to make it stop it. So like very very strong armor was on the front of this truck underneath it. So it wasn't able to be seen really well. Okay, and I saw these men, and this is going to go a lot of different places. Okay, so you have to just listen to what I'm trying to tell y'all. I saw these men with these vests on in the front cab of the truck, vest on, and they had explosives on these vests, and there was two men in the truck, and they took the truck and they used it to go through police barricade and military barricades in Washington D.C.
No one seems to know this, but Amazon actually has a $50 million fund.
Okay. So this is, quite telling, revealing that he can see this detail regarding regarding this event in DC, and he has great insight, and um, he goes on to say that, he sees this happening in various
Right.
buildings,
That,
particularly all the Trump towers, all the Trump buildings that
right.
are visibly Trump, that they're trying to make it a direct attack against Trump. So that was part of it. Barb, what did you want to say?
He was on Alex Jones's show today,
Yes.
and he was saying that he sees 10 major cities
Yeah.
where they're going to have some type of an explosion or bombing. He mentioned LA, Seattle, New York, Oklahoma. Um, he said that, and the reason it's because of they're getting back at Trump because remember he bombed one of their main guys,
They took out Soleimani, so this is
Soleimani.
Iranian backed. This would have to
Right.
be Iranian backed. Yeah.
Yeah. And so he said he also went on to say that there's going to be a new virus coming. And I know Mark has mentioned that to me too. They're going to come out with something even worse. Um, and if you can believe it, he said they're going to take out, hundreds of millions of people with this virus. And he said it's going to start in Europe. So keep an eye on Europe. Um, anyway, and these people came over through tunnels, underground tunnels. He saw men coming through tunnels to get into our country. And it's an invasion, basically. Anyway, you can see the rest of the interview on band.video because that's where Alex
Mhm.
stores all his videos,
Mhm.
band.video.
Mhm.
But God, he even said stuff like the Statue of Liberty, Madison Square Garden, these were
Yeah.
targets.
Specific targets. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, anyway,
Mm.
well, I think that because of the weather changing, I actually think that was a godsend, and I think that some of the stuff that's being predicted may or may not happen because it'll be indoors. And then he's supposed to have some kind of a rally or something afterward in a building. Did you see that?
Yeah, well, tonight is the crypto ball, so that's interesting. So he's doing a special event, black tie event,
Right, right.
regarding the crypto industry. There was a rally scheduled for the 19th, which I don't know if that's actually still scheduled or not.
Yeah, but it's going to be in some building, some
Okay.
like that houses like I don't know, it was like 20,000 people, not a big venue.
Hmm.
And oh, he also said that a lot of this was being paid under the rug, like through cryptocurrency, so you couldn't
Mm.
trace it.
Mm.
So that's where the money's coming from. So anyway, well,
Well, unfortunately, Bitcoin is used for black ops projects. It's been used for
right,
money laundering and to do nefarious things. Now, the good news about this is that um, eventually, see, we're starting a Black Swan event. This is a cascading of events happening. Now, think about what was lost in California. We're talking, okay, uh, sorry, the other page here. We have 24 confirmed deaths right now in
right,
California.
right,
180,000 people evacuated. Mark saw um, people migrating to out of areas where there were natural and man-made disasters. He
right.
saw this before this happened. For the record, it was
Yeah,
before this happened. It might have been just as like the first flames, were being uh, you know, first ignited, but
I
it's
remember that.
$150 billion, $150 billion so far in damage.
Right, right,
Now that's huge. Now, what's going to happen? I mean, we know that 3 months ago, of course, it was James Woods who was out there publicly stating, and other people as well, but he has a bigger voice, so he got out there. But he was stating that 4 months ago, uh, what was it? State Farm dropped all fire insurance for
right.
that. What is it?
Yeah,
Pacific Palisades area, or
yeah,
was it a
yeah.
greater region? And I mean, that's
And
criminal.
Altadena too.
Yeah,
Altadena too.
that's
So,
criminal. So just think of those who were insured, just you know, those who weren't, I mean, this is such a huge, economic loss. Forget there's no economy left there. I mean, the real estate is going to drop. This is just the beginning of a series of cascading events that's going to plunge us into this black swan event where the markets are going to crash. They all have to crash, and we will all rebuild after, the phoenix will rise again, but
right.
it's going to literally, right, burn to ash. And
Yeah,
there will be a new stock exchange emerging. I mean, everything, it's hard to imagine, but we are on the cusp of this quantum age where everything is going to be run on quantum computers. We're going to have AI. We're going to have all of this technocracy. I'm not really for it. I'm for innovation for sure, but I'm for responsible innovation. Humans come
right,
first, but this technocracy, humans aren't coming first. The technology's coming first, and that's a little bit dangerous because we have to be responsible with this. But just think of all the those who were insured. Just think about how this is going to bankrupt some insurance companies. And once we start seeing these impacts, we're going to, you know, are the banking systems on, like holding on by a string as it is.
right,
It's
right.
a Ponzi
Well,
scheme anyway. So,
it'll crash as soon. They'll crash it when Trump gets in. That's what they're planning.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and if they do, the better, because this new system on this quantum financial market, on the blockchain,
Right, right.
ultimately, this is where it's going. It's going to
Yeah,
expose. See, you can't hide money anymore. You're not going to be able to create offshore accounts, shell companies, all maybe the companies,
right.
but not these offshore accounts because the blockchain is you can't hide anything on it. It's run on a quantum computer. There's many, many different nodes. The information is stored in many, many different nodes. So you can't hack it unless you hack every single node. So what's going to happen is it's going to really expose where all the trafficking, all of the illegal activity has been, and it's going to expose the people behind it. And they, as Q has said, won't be able to walk down the street. So, Barb, we're going
Good.
to let me just go over to the chat, and I didn't mean to ignore the people
Okay.
in the chat or anything, but yeah, let me just say hello. Marisha from Albuquerque, hello. Let's see. I hope that answered your question, Amanda. And Marisha says, I'm originally from California. All of my family is still there. I'm worried about the
Oh, wow.
earthquakes around the Bay Area. Any thoughts? Um,
Yes.
do
Yeah.
you, yeah,
Mark has been talking to me about that. He definitely feels like there's something coming. And boy, wouldn't that just be the piece de resistance to have a huge earthquake? I
yeah.
mean, that would just be horrible. But he does see the plate shifting. There's a lot of activity right now. There's been earthquakes in Mexico. There's been earthquakes in Japan. So the whole Pacific Rim is moving. And so, yeah, he does. Nobody can say when or
Mm,
how or what,
mm,
but
mm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He knows it's coming.
Some people are asking questions. Mark is not with us tonight, so
Yeah.
when he comes back next week, Barb, is that when he'll be back?
Yes.
Okay, so when he comes back next week, he can answer your questions. So we are talking about what's been happening. We are talking about. Um, I will put the link in the once this is uploaded. I'll put the link. In fact, I'll share it. I'll share it right now, so you could see. This is where the pastor's uh, his YouTube channel is. So
Pastor
let me
Brandon Biggs. Yeah.
Brandon Biggs, I'm sorry. Yeah. And then of course I was trying to get that to play a little bit more, but we'll do that over on um Ed. Hold on a second. All right, this is a second. Gotta finagle all this technology. Hang on one second. Share. So this is his YouTube channel. Last Days. It has 501,000 subscribers. Okay. This is his YouTube channel, so you can come here at Last Days. And you can check out this whole prophecy that he has is revealing. We're gonna play a little bit more when we go over to Facebook. So if you'd like, you could follow us over to Facebook. I'm gonna put the link in the chat section here, and I'd love to stay with you all a little bit longer. Would be if you want to follow us over, that would be great.
Please follow.
Yeah,
We have
I
more.
can't type. I need bifocals, and I haven't admitted it to
Uh-oh.
myself yet that I really need that. That will help. Yeah. Wait, what happened here? Oh, no, I still had the thing. Facebook.com/the Goldfish Report. So it's Facebook.com/the Goldfish Report. That's where we're going to be. You can follow us over there. Mark will be back next week so he can answer your questions. I'm sure he'll have a lot more to say. And I know some of you just joined us and, already now our time is done, but you can follow us on Facebook. Click, you can go to that link right there and we'll see you on the other side. So thank you all for joining us and for your comments and questions. Thanks for sharing your experiences. I know people who are in California were, all worried about our loved ones there and, hoping and praying and just keep praying. That's all we can do. I don't know
That's
where these
great.
people have gone. I did not see mass rush. It was very strange though, Barb. You have to admit, I didn't see I didn't see tens of thousands of people mass evacuating, even though they told them all, get out now. It's a little bit strange
They're
that
in
it
shock.
just doesn't look normal. When you're evacuating for a hurricane, everybody, the roads are
Right.
packed And that's with advance notice. This was
Yeah.
little advance notice, and there was just no traffic. Like I didn't see it reported anywhere. Maybe there was, but I just didn't see it reported. It just seemed a little bit strange.
People
I don't know.
people are in shock.
Yeah.
They're in literal shock.
Yeah.
That's anyway.
So, well, let's continue the conversation over on Facebook. So, thanks everyone for joining us, and we will see you all next week with Mark. So, this concludes our first half on YouTube tonight. Please follow us over on Facebook. Thanks.
Bye.